was 5 total people that got arrested for the murder of Foolio. One of them was a girl, okay? The girl, she was the girlfriend of Isaiah Chance. Now, her role was pretty much stalking. She's not the one that pulled the trigger. She's the one, her and her boyfriend are the ones who stalked him, who got Airbnbs, orchestrated everything, and they're the ones who really put him at the scene to the actual shooters and got up out of there before they came and actually killed him, okay? So she's getting offered 15 years, which I think is complete bullshit. You feel me? Because her boyfriend did everything that she did, her boyfriend did. They did everything together. Everything they did together. Her boyfriend got life in prison, and she was fighting to get 15 years. Her boyfriend got murder. She got manslaughter.
Whether she pulled the trigger or not, my son would still be alive today had people not participated in carrying out this plan. A mother lives with instinct and intuition, and mine tells me that this was not ignorance. This was participation. It was calculated. They planned it. On my way driving here, every second, every minute, every hour, they could have changed their mind. They could have turned around. But yet and still, they carried on the plan to hunt my son down like a deer in the woods, like they were hunting. This was loyalty to violence over humanity. My son was treated like his life did not matter. He was ambushed and robbed of the chance to grow older, become a father one day, continue his career, and simply live. Every birthday, holiday, and family gathering is now filled with grief. I replay the memories of my son constantly. I think about his laugh, his voice, and the moments we will never get back. The trauma from this loss follows me every single day. No sentence will ever bring Charles right to me, but accountability matters. Alicia's family can see her. They can talk to her. She can see her child, but I can't see my child. I have to go to visit him in a wall at the cemetery. I ask this court to remember that behind every headline is a real family suffering permanent damage. My son's life mattered. He was not disposable. The emotional devastation caused by this murder reaches far beyond the courtroom and will affect my life forever.
So honestly, I agree with the mama. Now, like I was saying, Foolio was not a saint at all. Foolio was not somebody who we were surprised that when he got killed. We weren't surprised like, oh my God, they did that to Foolio. It wasn't that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, bro, the fact that she even got manslaughter over murder is bullshit. And if she was anything but a girl, it wouldn't have happened. And I think that's cap, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that goes to show you that a lot of times women have privilege, bro. You know what I'm saying? Women, she tried to play like, oh, I didn't really know what was going on. And, oh, yeah, we didn't know. Bitch, you knew what the fuck was going on. You're not about to tell me you was with your boyfriend going doing this. You realize that when Foolio was in that hotel parking lot, you realize the people who went over to scout the scene, the people who went and made sure that he was in that car, the people that made sure that he was parked and he was still there is her and her boyfriend. Did you know that? So it's like, why is 15 years even on the table? All 4 of them. Her boyfriend wasn't no shooter either. He got life in prison without the chance of parole. You know what I'm saying? So the 3 shooters, they got life in prison, no parole. The person who helped put it together got life in prison, no parole. But his girlfriend, who was right there with him the whole time, they got text messages of her saying, I can't wait till Foolio die. I hate him. He's so ugly. I hate his songs. He always dissing this person, dissing that person. She thought it was cute, bro. She thought it was cute to have a boyfriend that was putting together a murder. She thought it was cute to set a nigga up and get him killed and do this and do that. You feel me? She wasn't slow. She knew exactly what she doing. She not no little 12-year-old girl that got sent on no dummy mission. She knew what she was doing. So why are we sparing her? Why? Cause she a light-skinned little female? No, that light-skinned female knew exactly what she was doing. That's why we about to see a clip of her. She laughing in the courtroom. She laughing at y'all stupid ass. She gonna get 15 years. She'll probably do 10. You know what I'm saying? She'll probably do 10, 12, or whatever it is. It's already been 2 years. She probably gonna get time served. She'll probably do 12 years and be out. She'll come back when she in her early 30s. These motherfuckers gotta die in jail for the same thing that she did. Now, if y'all would have gave a boyfriend, if y'all would have gave the shooter's life and gave the boyfriend 20 years and then gave her 15 or 20, that would have been understandable. You feel me? But y'all gave the boyfriend, who was not a shooter, Isaiah Chance, y'all gave him life without parole, bro. Like, stop that shit, bro. Listen, y'all, YouTube and Meta might owe you up to $1,000 if you or your child grew up on social media. If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health issues, you should hear this. Recently, a jury just ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They know that their apps can cause anxiety, depression, or body image issues, but they never shared those risks with us. They never made us sign anything that we knew the risk. They just maximized their profits. And the recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those decisions. But you better not worry. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm that they have caused. Click the link in my bio to take a very short questionnaire quiz, because you might be entitled to a potential recovery of over $1,000.
Yes, Your Honor. We did also receive the defense motion to take judicial notice where they listed, I think, 8 different cases.
I saw that. It's filed in the court file, just for the record, May 8th of 2026.
And Judge, I noticed that they were either manslaughter cases or leaving the scene of death. However, upon reviewing them, we did note that they are clearly distinguishable from the facts of this case. The majority of them were negotiated pleas and had reasons for a downward departure. Some of them were, that was the only reason, was a negotiated plea. Others were mental disorder or unsophisticated manner, isolated incident, and Judge, we would argue that those are completely separate and distinct from the facts that you have in front of you, Judge. This case was originally filed as a murder 2. The jury has spoken, and we respect the jury's verdict. They have found her guilty of a manslaughter, but still, the facts of this case are egregious. We are talking about a person who was hunted down. The people that actually pulled the trigger, they're going to be sentenced later and held responsible for that. But what we're asking the court to do is to give this defendant accountability for her participation in this crime. And we are going to be asking for, she scores at bottom of the guidelines, 9 years prison, Florida State Prison, and we're going to be asking for a 15-year prison sentence based on the serious nature of this particular case and the way that it was conducted and carried out, and also based on the mother of the victim in this case also wanting a serious sentence reflective of the facts and nature of this particular case, Judge.
All right, thank you.
So her lawyer has pretty much been going with the same stuff. Obviously, you can hear that the prosecution recommended 15 years. The reason that she gets 15 years, I'm pretty sure she had a plea deal. So she pled out to manslaughter, which was some bull. That's the part where I feel like it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you can get life in prison for manslaughter. So the judge just has to sentence based off of what was found. So if she was found guilty or she pled guilty to manslaughter, if that's what the prosecution went with, the judge can do the sentencing after you're found guilty or whatever. So that's the part where I feel like is real bullshit. Now, her defense, if y'all been keeping with this case, her defense has been saying the whole time, oh no, she's just a girl and she got tricked and her boyfriend was crazy and she used to beat her up and she came to Tampa and she didn't know what was going on and she thought they were just going on a trip with her boyfriend and she thought it was a vacation and her boyfriend was tricking her into killing some people and she didn't even know what was going on. So they gonna stick with that story. You know what I'm saying? They gonna stick with that story and try to get her as least amount of years as possible. 9 years, which is just bullshit. But listen to his cap. He been saying the same cap for the whole trial.
So we are asking the court not to give a 15-year sentence in this case. We're asking the court actually to depart downward under 921.0026, section 2B. Judge, in that section specifically states the defendant was an accomplice to the offense and was a relatively minor participant in the criminal conduct. We believe that applies here. We also believe there are some other subsections that apply, but that one in particular, just based off of the jury's verdict in this case, where there are 4 other co-defendants who were convicted of much higher offenses that were actually facing the death penalty. The state recognizes that there was a difference between those co-defendants and Ms. Andrews, and the fact that they were convicted and are likely to be sentenced or will be sentenced for life in this case. Ms. Andrews' goal, after having read all the transcripts and gone through the trial, is very much minor when compared to those co-defendants.
I don't give a fuck what role she played in, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. She not no accessory after the fact. She not even an accessory before the fact. She's not. If she did something stupid, like some little petty bullshit, like her boyfriend went and killed the dude, and then she had him hiding out at her house. Okay, yeah. Don't put her in life in jail. You know what I'm saying? If she drove them home afterwards, or she met at the hotel and cleaned the gun off, you know what I'm saying? Give her a few years in jail, call her a day. This man actually fighting for probation. Like, he's fighting for no prison time right now. Understand how crazy that is. Because he said that her role was minor. Even the fact that her case got separated from the other 4 people was just bullshit. And I can guarantee you right now, if this girl was born with a penis, she'd be in life in prison. I guarantee it's the only, bro, I'm telling you right now, bro. Girls can get away with shit like this, bro. It's crazy. How many times have you seen a girl kill her boyfriend, kill her baby daddy, and get off? Get 15, 20 years. Let a man go kill his baby mama or kill his wife. I'm talking about life without parole and 2 more life sentences. You see what I'm saying? And that's bullshit, because girls can play off that. That's the part I don't like. Like, she trying to play the innocent, crazy girl. I mean, innocent, light-skinned girl with the crazy boyfriend. And that's just cap, bro. That's cap. It's cap. She playing that because she know it can work. She know it's gonna work. At the end of the day, she not playing it because she was actually innocent and crazy. You feel me? Like, I mean, actually innocent, nice. With like, no, bro, that shit is cap, bro.
In this case, so we're asking the court to go below the guidelines. The reason why I cited or filed a motion to take judicial notice of the 8 cases that I did send over to the court is not because those cases are mirror images of this case. This case is probably a unicorn. I'm not, based off of the motions that we filed, right, the motions for retrial and the motions for reconsideration, Judge, we obviously believe that the facts of this case don't amount to a manslaughter charge. There was no manslaughter here
what?
In this case. And that was argued out in the motions, and so I won't go over that. But this case, to find another case that's exactly like it, was not really our intent, but we don't know that would actually bear it out. But that's not really our intent. The intent of filing the motion to take judicial notice of these 8 cases is to see a range of different sentences for people who've been convicted of either manslaughter or some sort of act that resulted in a death that wasn't an intentional act. And so all of those cases, if we go down the list, right, state of Florida versus Vandal Stedman, that individual received 7 years in the Department of Corrections, followed by 8 years of probation. He scored exactly the same amount of total sentencing points as Ms. Andrews. And in that instance, he made a statement, a spontaneous statement at the scene to officers that he shot him. I shot him, were his words, right? In a situation like that, that's obviously more egregious than any acts that Ms. Andrews is accused of doing or committing. Going down the line, Francisco Vallejo, state of Florida, that was a 2000 case. In that situation, the victim was shot numerous times outside of a trailer park, and the defendant was initially charged with second-degree murder. He pled down to manslaughter. He received a 5-year sentence in the Department of Corrections. He had the same amount of total sentencing points as Alicia Andrews at 176. There are people who had even more total sentencing points. Michelle Diane Young, that's the 3rd case cited there. That individual had 180.2 total sentencing points, received a 5-year sentence in the Department of Corrections, followed by 10 years of probation. And all of these individuals that I list, and I won't go through each one, but it's all attached to the motion to judicial notice. All of their score sheets, all of their arrest affidavits, the judgment and sentences. All of these individuals, none of them got 15-year sentences.
Well, all of those individuals, it sounded like some bullshit happened, and it sounded like it was kind of actually manslaughter. The problem that I have with even the 15 years, you know, and 15 years is not something that you could take lightly. But when everybody else on your case for the same crime that you did, you know what I'm saying? Like now, Sean Gathright and the two brothers, those were the actual shooters. If you gonna get them life, I understand it. If you would have gave Isaiah Chance, which is her boyfriend, right? If you would have gave him 15, 20 years, okay, I'll say get her 15, 20 years. But the fact that you gave that man life in prison, why did you give him life in prison? You gave him life in prison because of the nature of how it happened. This wasn't you came outside an argument at the bus stop, you pulled your gun out, you got scared and you shot him and he got killed. That's not the same thing as planning a murder. Actually planning the murder. Actually driving 4 hours all the way from Jacksonville to Tampa, getting in 2 cars, loading up your guns, getting an Airbnb. This girl, bro, do you know this girl stalked Foolio from club to 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 club? She was there. You're not about to tell me she didn't know what was going on. Like, what are we talking about, bro? You're not about to tell me she didn't know what was going on. The only reason she even got this far in the case is because it was proven that her boyfriend was communicating with the other killers through her phone. So they basically tried to say, and it worked. They tried to say like, okay, she was there, she was a part of it, but she didn't really do much. She was just kind of at the wrong place at the wrong time, which is just pure bullshit. You know what I'm saying? She's getting off with the fact that she's a girl. If she wasn't a girl, her ass would get cooked like the rest of them.
All right, so the court, having obviously reviewed the trial transcripts, the court file, all the evidence in this case, the pre-sentence investigation report, the argument of counsel, it's the judgment sentence, and order this court to adjudicate the defendant guilty, sentence her to 15 years in the Florida State Prison. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. You all let me know when you're ready on Casal, please.
So that's how the story ends, bro. Everybody got life. All 4 of them got life, and she got 15 years. They have 30 days to appeal. I wouldn't even be surprised if the appeal got her less time. I ain't gonna lie. Like, damn, she don't even get 15 years straight. That's it. She don't even get 10, 15 years of probation when she get out. She just 15 years. She just a free fucking woman, huh? She's come home at her. You coming home in your early 30s is not that bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. 15 years, nigga. That's 2040, nigga. Like it's a lot of time. Don't get it fucked up. You feel me? And I'm glad that it wasn't no type of light sentence at all. 15 years is still a very serious sentence. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely will take the W on that one. But I think she should have got at least 25. 25 to life. She should have got 25 to life, bro. Easily. But I really, if I was the judge, I don't know, I don't think the judge could do it because of the sentencing and shit like that. But if I was the judge, I would have did everything I could to try to get her life. You feel me? Y'all niggas is crazy, bro. Y'all crazy. And I feel like it needs to be some type of example set for these females. You know what I'm saying? These women who think they could just set up 3 niggas, get 5 people backdoored and killed and this, that, the third, and ain't nothing gonna happen to them because they girls. And that's kind of like what happens a lot of times. You could look at the statistics. You know what I'm saying? Men get way more time in prison for the same crimes that women do. They could both do the same crime, but men always get sentenced at a way higher percentage for way more time than what a woman do. They can both do the same shit. You feel me? And I don't think that's right. Just like I don't think it's right that the white men, get way less time than black men for the same crimes. You feel me? I don't think that shit right either. I think if you do the crime, nigga, do the time. You wasn't crying when your ass was pulling up driving. You wasn't crying when you see what I'm saying? Like, talking about she thought she was going on a vacation. Bitch, you thought you was going on a vacation. It's five niggas with y'all in 2 cars and a car full of guns. You know what I'm saying? Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. That shit is cap. But still, 15 years, was it worth it? Was it worth it? 4 niggas got life, 1 girl got 15 years. Was it worth it? Foolio got killed. All y'all got cooked. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? You felt cool, or you felt gangster, you felt savage, you felt like a badass for about 4-5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? If that, you got in the car, you drove all the way home. Somebody got killed. You got your life in prison. I guarantee you, all of them would rather Foolio be alive right now and they be free than Foolio been dead and they go to jail. I guarantee you that. Except for maybe that brother. That nigga was crazy. The one that was in the interrogation room shooting guns and still like reenacting the shooting, that motherfucker right there, he crazy. Do your homework. But all the other ones, I guarantee you, if they could bring Foolio back to life right now, and that would mean that they get out of prison, they would do it. You know what I'm saying? So life is not about big things. It's about very small decisions and very small choices, bro. And that shit means something, gang. You feel me? From the time you wake up in the morning to what you do with your day, every 5 minutes, every 2 seconds, whatever, the decisions you make on a consistent basis is what makes you the person that you are, and it's what's gonna paint the picture of how your life is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. These people didn't get paid. This wasn't even a paid hit. It wasn't a paid hit. It was nothing. You didn't get nothing. You didn't get no money, no mansion, no car, no record deal, no shit. You feel what I'm saying? One of y'all ass got $300 to pay for the Airbnb, and that's about it, bro.